are making their final push to the end of the year. Welcome to Inside the Show. Starting off in the National League East, the Astros launched 3 home runs as they beat the Braves in Atlanta 6-3. In the standings, the Braves are atop the National League East division. They are more than 10 games ahead of second, while the Astros sit in third place in the American League West division, 8 games out of first. The New York Mets broke up their 5-game losing skid as they took down the Fish in Miami 1-0. At the start of the day, the Marlins sit in fourth place in the National League East division. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Mets are third in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Phillies combined for a 4-hitter as they pulled away from the Nationals 7-1. As of right now, the Nationals sit in last place in the National League East. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Phillies are second in the division, but they currently hold a spot in the NL wildcard race. The St. Louis Cardinals pounded out 17 hits in this one as they bested the Cubbies at Wrigley Field 15-5. As of today, the Cubs sit in second place in the National League Central, but they currently lead the NL wildcard race, while the Cardinals are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Reds center fielder, number 12, was clutch with the bat in his hands, driving in 5 runs on 3 hits, as Cincinnati got the best of the Pirates 12-2. Entering the day's action, the Pirates sit in third place in the National League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Reds are atop the division. They are more than 10 games ahead of second place. The Rockies relief pitcher, number 13, collected his 5th win in relief, leading the Rockies to a win against the Diamondbacks 5-2. Heading into the day, the Rockies are in third place in the NL West, 13 games out, while the Diamondbacks are 4th in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. Trent Grisham drove in an impressive 5 with 2 home runs as San Diego beat the Dodgers 8-2. They now have 5 straight wins. As of right now, the Padres sit in first place in the National League West division. They are enjoying a comfortable 9-game cushion, while the Dodgers are second in the division, 9 games back. The Giants put up 16 hits on the day as they got the best of the Brewers at home, 9-5. As of today, the Giants are in last place in the NL West. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Brewers are in 4th place in the NL Central. They're over 20 games out of first. Rhys Hoskins had a day to remember, amassing an impressive 7 RBIs at the plate, helping lead the Yankees to a win over the Rays 11-6. At the start of the day, the Yankees sit in 4th place in the American League East division, 18 games out of first, while the Rays are second in the division. They trail first by 4 games. The Orioles picked up 14 hits in total as they took down the Red Sox on the road 7-3. Heading into the day, the Red Sox are in first place in the American League East, 4 games up, while the Orioles are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Cleveland Indians combined for 10 hits as a team as they took down the visiting Blue Jays 5-3. As of right now, the Indians are in 4th place in the AL Central. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Blue Jays sit in 3rd place in the American League East division. They're 15 games back. The Detroit Tigers amassed 14 hits in the game as they took down the Chi Sox in front of a home crowd 12-4. As of today, the Tigers sit in last place in the American League Central Division. They're over 20 games out of first, while the White Sox are atop the division. They are more than 10 games ahead of second place. The Royals held their opponent to just 2 hits as they pulverized the Twins 6-0. In the standings, the Royals are in second place in the AL Central, 17 games out of first, while the Twins are second in the division, yet they currently hold a spot in the race for the American League wildcard. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim swung it well with 15 hits in the game as they went home with a walk-off against the Athletics 8-7. At the start of the day, the Angels are leading the AL West, 6 games up on second place, and the Athletics are second in the division, 6 games out of first. The Mariners got 11 hits overall as they grabbed the win over the Rangers in Arlington 7-2. Heading into the day, the Rangers sit in 4th place in the American League West. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Mariners are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. And that's all we've got for now. Lots of exciting pennant chase action coming your way later today. Tune in tomorrow for a full recap.